And you say to me, oh, Roger, why would that wood suck up all of these transition metals? Because guess what? That's what cellulose works on. Cellulose is plant life. Blood meal, which is nothing more than these colors. These are all the metals that are in blood. And the only thing in your, well, not the only thing, but the thing in your blood that does most interactions between cells and biology is these oxidation states. And those are found in the transition metal zone, which is right here. Transition means they go out oxygen. It delivers oxygen. It picks up carbon dioxide. Does all these kind of things. These metals, iron, cobalt, nickel, vanadium, look at all this oxidation states. What that means is it can go out and say, here, I'm going to give you a couple of these that have extra oxygens or don't have oxygens, and you're going to give me something in exchange. They are exchangers. They are transitional things, and they are in the blood, and that's why trees, if they're right next to a heart in these conditions, and it's still, again, it still has to be the right chemistry. There has to be the certain, maybe it doesn't, the waters can't move. Maybe the waters have to be pooled. I don't know. But I do know that trees, when they become agatized, it's because they're eating blood meal. And because this tissue wants these blood meal products, it works on them all the time. It will attach to them and slough off the other stuff. But it has to be completely saturated in blood. All right, you saw my piece of wood here. This is very typical of petrified wood. It takes on this agatized, colorized look. And that's because it's sucked up a whole bunch of transition metals, which are what's in blood. You see, this is typical of petrified wood. It's agatized, and I believe it happened to just be in an area where there was a lot of blood. And the blood, it stabilized these cellulose, little cellulose holes, basically, and they got inside those cellulose layers, and the transition metals stabilized those little blood vessels. All right, you see that colorization, colorized, this, reddish look to it, and orange. Well, I believe that must have been near a heart or something, or a kidney or something like that. And the blood is what stabilizes. Blood is transition metals, and they will stabilize cellulose if all of the conditions are right. The pHs have to be right, the acid, the this, the that, the salts, and they have to be in a certain temperature range, and they have to invade this before it degrades. There's a lot of specificity to creating opals and agatized wood. All right, you see this? This is cellulose fibers in plant cell walls. Well, what I have up here is petrified wood. All right, which is cellulose. And those are those cellulose fibers. Now, I'm going to move up this plant cell wall, and we're going to see some more here and there. You see, they're in this cell wall, this wall. The best shot I have of them is right here. All right, so those are basically, look to me, basically like that. And what we're looking at is in the microscope is that right there. Hold on. And that is what is said to be petrified wood. And I have to agree with that. Now, petrified wood is not like mud fossil. This would not petrify in the same conditions as Caesar. All right, this is not collagen. This is cellulose. It does not hold up in hot, salty waters. It just breaks down into mush. This is a little different situation. Fleshy tissues and collagens turn rubbery and solid. This happened to be in a condition in an area where there was some metals that stabilized. It had to be in an exact certain pH, temperature, all of that stuff. Certain invasive molecules were there that stabilized the cellulose. That doesn't happen almost never, almost literally very, very rare. So when you find these, they're mostly what they call agate, agatized, which, you know, and tissues can become agatized too. But all agatized basically is like opal. Now, opal is almost always a creature's, well, it's always a creature's body parts. As far as I'm concerned, that's all that can happen. Opals are from creatures' body parts. Agates are from a similar type of chemistry, but it was cellulose and not meat. That's the difference.